They say the holy water's watered down, and this town's lost its faith. Our colors will fade eventually, so if our time is running out, day after day, we'll make the mundane our masterpiece. Oh my, oh my love. I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down till we're dead and buried, on the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your vine. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of your sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found. Hopeless, hallelujah, on this side of heaven's gate. Oh, my life, how do ya breathe and take my breath away? At your altar I will pray, you're the sculptor, I'm the clay. Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down till we're dead and buried, on the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your vine. The angels up in the clouds are jealous.
Hold me safe throughout the night when my hair has turned white. Believe me when I say it's true, I've waited all my life for you.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, whenever there's me, I hope that there's you.
Mike, do you take Becky to be your lawful wedded wife, to be loving, faithful and loyal to her now and always? And Becky, do you take Mike to be your lawful wedded husband, to be loving, faithful and loyal to him now and always? I do. Mike and Becky, you found in each other that special person that you've chosen to share your life with. So it does now give me very great pleasure to declare that you are now lawfully joined together as husband and wife.
Of the ordinary, you got me kissing the ground in the sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, turn me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found.
Now what I'd really like to do is share with you some super embarrassing stories from my childhood that I've been holding on to for all of these years just for this Christmas moment. But you're in for a disappointment. Unfortunately for everyone in this room, including me, Becky was actually a stellar big sister, and I have nothing but fond memories. Apart from the time she covered me around the head with a swim ball bat, which maybe was an accident. It wasn't, I'm pretty sure it wasn't, it was an accident. Of course, like all siblings, we have had our disagreements in the past, and on paper, Becky and I are like chalk and cheese. She likes to spend her weekends out in the rain scooping poo, and like a normal child, I'd want to watch TV. Having said that, there's never actually been, I don't think, any major disagreements, no screaming matches or fallings out at all. And I think that's actually down to Becky being so easy to get on with. Now, I would like to take credit for being an impeccable little sister, but I think after all of the invading sleepovers, borrowing clothes, stealing makeup, reading diaries, I think you've actually had to put up with quite a lot in the past. And here I am, maid of honour, so take note, Emily. Just do it once, that's fine. Although family bonds have always been strong, my sister has never actually given her heart away lightly. You have to earn Becky's affection. Peter is undoubtedly the #1 man in her life. But when Mike came along, it was pretty obvious that things were going to be quite serious. Anyone willing to put up with the ongoing menagerie of animals she continues to collect was willing to along. If you think she'll be sated by one dog, a tortoise and pony, good luck to you.
And fish.
And fish. Mike, you've demonstrated your love and admiration for Becky time and time again. You supported her business dreams, you've helped with our family, and you probably by now realise that you'll have to include Heather in your marriage too. She is non-negotiable.
This is true.
I wish you both a lifetime of ongoing happiness and love. Becky, you're my best first friend, whether you liked it or not. It was an honour to grow up with you, and now Mike has the honour of growing old with you. Cheers.
If any of you have got any copyright deals with Nike or whoever, try not to get on the camera because Dylan's doing this Facebook Live. Buck is such a celebrity in his profession that a few people have said, can you please promote the speech on live? So here we go. Anyway, good afternoon everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Gaz, I'm Michael, sounds strange saying Michael, I'm Michael's best man. And I've had the pleasure, some might say the challenge, of knowing Michael, or as I know him, Buck, for a number of years now. Now, Buck, where do I even begin? If confidence were a currency, this chap here would be a billionaire, okay? He's an unshakable belief in his own ability, no matter what the situation, no matter what the evidence is, and sometimes no matter what basic logic is. He does listen to advice though, even if it's only his own. If he were a police radio, he would be stuck on transmit because the receive facility didn't really ever get installed. Well, that's part of what makes him who he is. He's loyal, he's driven, and he's almost always certainly he's right, even when he's spectacularly wrong. Now, please don't think that this is a dig at him. He is one of the best, one of the very best, although I am struggling to read his handwriting on this speech, so. Without sounding like an obituary, Buck was born on the 13th of July, 1985, on the day that Live Aid was performed at Wembley, the biggest rock concert ever. And just like Buck, absolutely unforgettable. Now, like we've all said in the past, where were you when 9/11 happened, or the Diana crash, or when fire was invented, the wheel, the moon landing? Some of us are old enough to be around there. Where were you when Buck was born? I know where I was. He's joined an elite group of people that are so well known that they only use one name. We've got Madonna, Prince, Elvis, Bono, Morrissey, Buck. Notice I put Buck next to Morrissey there for some sort of reason. And you know, one of Morrissey's best known songs is Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. Now, Buck grew up in Skegness, which explains a lot. And with his Scottish heritage, you can tell he's got that proud, stubborn streak running right through him. And family is everything to him. He's a proud dad to Dylan, Amelie and Bethia, three amazing kids who clearly mean the world to him. And of course, as well as him gaining a wonderful wife, Buck has now gained Peter as his own as well, completing a full, lively household that I'm sure is never short of noise or opinions. Before we move on, let's give the kids a round of applause because they've been very well behaved. Well done kids, superb. And Dylan at the back here, he's been behaved. Now, Buck's a police officer, as you probably all know, which says a lot about his character. He's brave, committed, always ready to step up when it matters, and Buck does walk into danger quite literally. There's one story I'm going to share with you now about an occasion when there was a radio transmission. I can't remember our call sign, but it was a car was ablaze, and maybe there were casualties, maybe there was someone trapped in it. Thankfully there weren't, and it was just a stolen car that had been set on fire. I don't know, can you remember this? Yeah. Forever the hero, Buck was stood there, all in control, as I warned him of the fumes coming from the blazing BMW, almost godlike in the wind and smoke, purveying all that was around him, getting covered in this toxic crap that you'd expect from molten rubbers, plastics, paints, etc. Unsurprisingly, due to him not taking advice from an experienced old head with asthma, next day he rang in sick. I think probably your first ever sick day, was it? Yeah, there you go. But that's, smoke inhalation. And that's Buck, or Burke, whichever you want to say. Speaking of danger, I've spent a fair bit of time in a police car with Buck driving. Now, as a fellow cop, I'm not averse to risk, and I take risk seriously. But nothing has ever made me fear for my life, quite like being in the passenger seat when this chap's in the driving seat. It's got to be the point where I'd actually record on my body-worn video every journey, just in case he crashed the car and I didn't quite make it, because then at least my kids would get some compo if he killed me. However, I will bring your attention to some good driving, because a couple of weeks ago we went on Buck's stag weekend. A couple of us were there for 2 days. No fingers pointed at Steve there. But yeah, Buck came a reputable third in the go-karting. We haven't had an official presentation of the trophy, but round of applause please for some decent driving for a change, please. Give it up for, yeah, well done. And thanks for not killing any of us. Thank you. Well, I'm going to take a minute from Buck bashing whilst I bring your attention, please, to the wonderful Becci. His now long-suffering wife of a couple of hours. Doesn't she look amazing? Come on, come on. Yeah, 3 cheers for Becci, come on. And when Jess and I were looking through the club book, looking for a suitable wedding gift, and you know, the Argos catalogue, Becci did sweetly decline my offer of some state-of-the-art hearing aids, because I assumed she was deaf, and that's how Buck had managed to bag such a lovely girl. I'd love to rib him more with the war stories, because he's a really good friend to me, but very bad for your health. He once wound somebody up so much that they swung a punch at him, and being the hero, I rugby tackled the guy, took him to the floor, but sadly I missed his trailing arm. He swung it round and it hit me in the snozzer, claret everywhere. You'd be proud of this, Mr. Rogers. Buck told me quite confidently, "That's not broken, it's definitely not broken, my dad's a doctor." The nose is 80% cartilage, it's definitely not broken. Classic Buck. My nose was so badly broken that I had to have it re-broken 10 days later at the hospital because it was healing so wonkily. Or I could tell you about the time when I was crewed again with Buck and I met my girl Jess, who's a paramedic. We obviously liked each other, spent 20 minutes interacting, exchanged numbers, and I got into the car all pleased with myself. And Buck said, "Was I invisible?" suggesting that Jess might have missed out on getting the chance to bag this young single chappie with less grey hair than me at the time. But I am sponsored by Just for Men. So, all jokes aside, what I will say to Becci, to you all, is that Buck, Michael, Mick, Mike, Dad, brother, son, pal, whoever he is to you individually, you've got exactly what it says on the tin. I'm getting emotional now. An extremely loyal, truthful, reliable, solid, and unashamedly honest man who would lay down his life for his family and would run through a brick wall for you if you showed him the same loyalty as he'd show for you. And I'm so pleased he's found a wonderful girl, a wonderful human in Becci. a girl that so obviously brought out the best in him. Brought out the best in one of my staunchest allies and one of my very best friends. So please stand if you are able and raise a glass as I take great pleasure in asking you to toast with me the bride and groom. Thank you very much.